Hi everyone, Amber here from Majestic. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are already on month 7 of Cotton Cut's Spring 2025 Puzzle Mystery Quilt Flyway. I'm sewing up the large phoenix. We have 2 blocks this month. They're very similar. This is block 7A and this is block 7B. They look the same except for the center. So we have a lot less colors we're working with this month. I cannot wait. We have 4 of 7A and 2 of 7B. So a lot of these, my guess is that they're going to be some type of border. I cannot wait to see it come together. I'm loving sewing with batiks. Let me know if you're enjoying Flyway. I definitely want to know. And I can't wait to see everybody's colorways. Also, Under the Sea has started shipping and our first month clue is out. This Thursday, if you're catching this immediately, we are doing a reveal with Cotton Cuts. There's 6 of us that are ambassadors who opted to have our colorways chosen by someone else. So I still don't know my colorway. I actually have a package on the table that I've been dying to open, but I can't open it till the reveal. So if you want to find out, join in on the live reveal. It's going to be on Cotton Cuts YouTube channel, and you're going to find out which colorways the 6 ambassadors who are participating have been chosen, and also who chose it for us. So I'm really looking forward to that. You can still sign up for the monthly deliveries of Under the Sea. You can use my ambassador code. It's Amber C SEA, and that will give you a bonus gift. It also just lets Cotton Cuts know that you follow me and you enjoy my content. So I appreciate that so much. I hope you are enjoying Flyway, and I hope you enjoy the tutorial. All right, I have everything laid out. I have my month 7 instructions, my fabric color card. This month we don't have as many colors, so my pieces fit nicely right here. I am sewing on a Singer 5528 and using Gutermann thread with an 8012 universal needle. Okay, and so for this month, we have 2 sections, 7A and 7B. The first one, we have 4 of them, and the second one, we have 2 of them. So when it comes time for these numbers here, I'm going to cut them in half like I've been doing for the past few months. That's because I always sew one live and then do some, or I sew one for the tutorial and then do some either Tuesday nights for my Tuesday night live or on TikTok. And so for our first step, for this block, we are sewing 2 of the same economy blocks and a middle that is different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew steps 1 through 4 at the same exact time. So basically, I'm going to lay out my blocks ahead of time, and this is just to save myself time by chain stitching. So for the first one, I need a center C fabric, which is our orange fabric. And again, I'm just trying to look to see what side I like best that looks more like the back. And for this, we need to surround it with our small A triangles, which are our green triangles. So again, I'm just going to try to put these the best that I can, going around. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to see if I can see like the grain of the fabric. I feel like you can see it a little bit more on the back side. All right, and so that would be our step 1 and 2. And then for step 3 and 4, we would be making 8 of these. So I am going to make 2. So I'm going to lay them out. For this, we need 2 of our large A squares. Okay, and honestly, I'm just going to put them on top of each other. That way, when I grab them, it'll be the same order. So as long as you're making 2 of these, you can do them one at a time, or you can do it kind of like what I'm doing right now. Some of these are so hard to tell that I'm just hoping it doesn't matter if I pick the wrong side. I'm trying to just make it so that they look similar. And because we're doing these equal economy squares, we could sew them one at a time, but we've been doing so many of them that I'm just going to try to do it so that way it goes quicker with the chain stitching. But again, just do whatever works best for you. All right, so now that I have them laid out, I always start with the top right hand corner. So I am going to just center these up. Your little points will hang over the edge a tiny bit, and that's correct. And the nice thing about chain stitching is that your front pieces will act like a leader, so they're less likely to be sucked down into the feed dogs. So that's again what I'm doing here, just lining everything up. And by not cutting that thread, I'm also saving thread, which doesn't seem like that much, but over time, if you're constantly pulling it out and cutting all that excess, it does add up quickly. And because all 4 of our colors, like our small triangles, are the same, it makes it much easier to do this. If they were separate colors, I would probably not chain stitch the same exact way, just to make sure that I was catching everything correctly. Cool. Now I'm just going to take a minute. We're pressing these open. You don't want to forget to do that, because if you sew the wrong thing next, you don't want to accidentally have these pressed down. I see that happen a lot in some of the sewing groups, or with flying geese. People don't press it open first, and then they end up having to pull apart their block. All right, and so once I have these pressed, what I'm going to do is kind of put them back where they were in their spot, because now I'm going to go across. So I always do the 2 opposite. Again, that's so I don't accidentally sew them facing down. And I'm trying to be very mindful of backstitching at the beginning and the end of all my piecing, just to make my quilt more secure and less likely to pop open. A long armor recommended that. And I'm used to doing that in bag patterns anyways, so it's not usually a big problem. The only thing is, sometimes on the corners here, it's easier for the fabric to want to be stuffed down into the feed dogs, but having this leader piece is really helping that. And again, just trimming down, cutting between each, and going to press these open. I feel like I've been very spoiled by the batiks because they sew so nicely and they're also pressing open uh, really nicely. It's making for nice, sharp, clean blocks. All right, so now we're going to continue with the last two, which are opposite sides. And you'll notice that if you are lining them up correctly, because we have already sewed those two triangles on, these triangles are fitting perfect and the points don't overhang the end of the fabric. They get caught nicely in that seam allowance. Oh, you know what I just did? I just grabbed both pieces of this and sewed them together. So I'm going to pick that out real quick and come back on. All right, thankfully that picked apart pretty nicely. I can't believe I didn't notice that I grabbed two of those main squares. They were just lined up so nice. All right, so now making sure that it's lined up, the points will fit perfectly in, and now continuing that. And then our second square over here. Right, excellent. So now we can press all these open. I didn't realize, let me trim this. That's because I had to cut it beforehand. And then gently opening these. And this time I'm going to keep these squares a little bit separate. That way I'm not having the same problem grabbing both at the same time. All right, so our last one, put them right sides together. Next one here. And I think these are all looking nice. Like, it seems that they're all right side up, or at least close enough that it's blending in. All right. And our last one here. So by doing it this way, we're basically sewing steps 1 through 4 all at the same time. And if you're sewing all your blocks at once, this here with our A and B fabric, you should have 8 of them. And then our one with the C fabric as the center, you should have 4 of them. And I believe these are going to go to the right and the left of our orange one. So I'm just kind of, as I'm pressing them, putting them in those positions. All right, so we are on our step 5, which is the last step, which is how I have it lined up. We need our step 4s to the left and the right of this step 2. So we are going to sew these and press our seams towards that center block. So I'm just going to put them right sides together. You could pin them in the center trying to match up those points. I'm going to try it this time and just kind of line up the edges, I think. Let's see. My seams might have moved, or seam allowance might have moved a tiny bit, so maybe it is better that I kind of fold this back and pin it, or clip it. Okay. Take that to the machine. All right, and I want this seam pressed towards the center. So I'm going to press from this back side first. It just helps me, or I feel like it helps set that seam, especially like the wider you go, the more they want to kind of flip back on themselves. And just opening this without trying to tug it. Okay, and the point, it's slightly lost, but it's not really noticeable, especially when it's all together. So I'm not worried about it. And so now I'm going to clip this other side, put my right sides together. Again, I'm going to peel this back a tiny bit, trying to match up those points there. And then clipping along my edges. All right, and this one is also going to be pressed towards the center. So I'm going to press my backside first. You can see here where it wanted to fold. So since I noticed that, I'm going to give it a good press. Okay, and then we are gently opening this back up. And giving it a good press. All right, so this finishes up our block. This is 7A, and you should have 4 of these. All right, so now we are on our 7B block. It's gonna look almost the same, except we have some different colored fabric. Actually, our BA blocks are identical. Just the center is changing. So what I'm gonna do is the same thing for here, I am going to split these numbers by 2 and I'm going to sew them all at once. So again, I need 2 A center squares. Yeah. I'm just trying to look at them. I think this is okay. And then I need 1 S center square, which is our bright red fabric. I feel like the lighter colors is a little bit easier for me to see the grain lines. Okay, and so for our A fabric, we are again surrounding it by our B triangles, all 4 sides. So you don't have to worry about accidentally putting down the wrong side or the wrong color, I mean. So you can just lay these out. I kind of want to stick together, so I'm just taking my time, making sure I'm pulling them apart. Instead of laying them out on top of each other like I did the last one, I am going around and just making sure. This one is lighter, but that is part of it being a batik, that the dyes are going to sit a bit different. Okay. And then for our F center, this would be our step 3. We need 4 E triangles, which is our blue. So I'm just going to lay them around. All right, perfect. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to chain stitch them. I'm going to start with the top right. And since I have them laid out in a row, hopefully I won't make the same mistake as last time and accidentally sew 2 together. All right, and so now I'm just cutting these apart and going to press them open. Don't start with the blue. And then do the same for the green. So have you signed up for Under the Sea? I have my clue here, but I haven't opened it because this week, Thursday night, I believe it's Thursday, I have to double check. We're doing a reveal. There's 6 of us who have our colorways as a surprise. So I still don't know what colorway I have. It's eating me up knowing it's sitting there and I can't open it yet. So if you're catching this before then, make sure you tune in. It's going to be on the Cotton Cuts YouTube channel. Great, so now I'm going to fold my opposite side in. We've done a ton of economy blocks. We're going to be pros at them by the time we're done the quilt, I think. Yeah, for Under the Sea, I'm really excited. I don't know what colorway I have. I also don't know which ambassador picked it. Last time, my friend Sean for Wild West picked mine, and he did a great job. So I'm really, really excited to see who chose this time and what they picked for me. I'm also really nervous because I really hope the ambassador that I chose for likes the one I chose for them. Okay, cutting these apart. And pressing this side open. Sometimes if I'm doing this on a live or not on camera, I like to sew my opposite sides, like 2 at the same time, and then press 2 open. You can do that as long as you are sewing the opposite sides. So hopefully you find a method that works well and best for you. All right, so now I'm attaching our third side, putting them right sides together. And I feel like once you get in the groove, you can go fairly quickly with these. I can't believe we're already on month 7. Just a few more months and it's our big reveal. All right, so we're gonna press these open. And we'll have one more side. All right, so now our last side, putting the right sides together. I'm really interested to see what shape this creates with all these economy blocks. I never am able to guess. Some people are so good about putting them and taking their clues and getting really close to what Sheila has designed. But I am not one of those people. All right, almost done. Okay, and we are just pressing open our last side. And since we only have one of these, I know that is going to be our center block. So I'm just going to put each of these to the right and to the left of it. All right, perfect. So this is our step 5, our last step. We have our block with the F in the middle, and then our 2 with the A on the left and right. So just like last time, we are pressing towards the center as well. So it's the same exact way to line them up, and even the pressing instructions. So again, I'm just kind of folding this back so I can see where the triangle lines up. Right, so this one is going to be pressed to our center. So I find it easiest to have my center block facing up. So that way when I press this, I fold it and it folds right open. That way I'm not trying to flip around seams or anything like that. Awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna attach our other side. I'm just turning it so I can see it better. Again, let's flip that back so I can match up the seams. Okay. And this one will be pressed towards center again. So I do find that easier having this center piece up, hitting it really well from the back with the iron and gently opening up and pressing our seam. And trying not to tug this, but also want it to open up so my point is as sharp as possible. All right, so this finishes up our second block. This is block 7B, and you should have 2 of them. All right, we have just finished up month 7. We have 4 of 7A and 2 of 7B. I cannot wait. My suspicion is that these are going to be like borders somehow or towards the end. I will see if I'm right or wrong. Let me know in the comments if you're having a good time. Don't forget that Under the Sea has started. Month 1 has shipped, but signups are still open. And this week I'll be finding out what colorway I'm sewing up. I'm so excited. Make sure you check out the Cotton Cuts YouTube channel. That's where the live reveal will be. And I'll see you next month for month 8. Bye.